My name is Matilde Wozniak. I am from Brazil. I live in Saratoga Springs, Utah. In Alma 29, verses 4 and 5, it clearly says that God is willing to give us what we want. My question is, does God give us everything we ask for, or does He only provide when we ask for that which is right?
There is a sense in what we see with Alma here is, of course, it's a righteous desire that he wants to share the gospel with everybody, right? And he wishes he could do that. But he does pull back a little bit here, and I think this relates to the question where he realizes, well, wait a minute, maybe I don't have to do it all.
Okay.
Right? Maybe it isn't all about me. And so even in this case, it's a righteous desire to bring other people to Christ, but there's a sense of recognizing what is my plan? What does God really want for me? And there might be times that God doesn't give us the full plan, right? Sometimes we have to just figure things out on our own. But with Alma here, he pivots from this point of like, it's going to be about me and about me sharing the gospel to verse 8. He says, "For behold, the Lord doth grant unto all nations of their own nation and tongue to teach his word, yea, in wisdom, all that he seeth fit that they should have." In other words, like, God's got this, right? God has a plan for all of his children. God has a plan for all the nations. So, Alma, you go do this thing, right? You don't have to take care of it all because I'm going to.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think that when we think about with her question, where it's, does he give us all the time what we want? Or does he just give us what is right? At least from what I've been learning in my own experiences, is that the Lord wants us to ask. He really does. Ask always. It says, ask, seek, knock, right? And then in his due time, he will give it to us. And there are things like when I started teaching seminary, I wanted to have the perfect quiet class to begin with. He gave me a super loud, rowdy class to begin with, okay? Not what I had asked for. And yet, that was exactly what I needed at that time for me to be able to rely on him more instead of relying on my own merits. Because if I had a quiet class, then I would have been like, well, I'm a good teacher because my students are always quiet and they always answer the questions correctly, right? So it's when he gives us what we need to get us where we need to be, to become who he wants us to become.